The story opens with Bryn standing before her mirror, practicing a smile she does not feel. She adjusts the corners of her lips, trying to make the expression seem effortless, though her eyes remain heavy with sorrow. Her world has grown quiet and small. Bryn lives alone, in the house she grew up in, tucked away in a dense forest on the outskirts of a small town. The home is filled with shadows of memory, some tender, others sharp around the edges. Bryn works as a seamstress, stitching garments with precision and care, though the fabric never warms her the way companionship once did. Her days are repetitive, her silence uninterrupted. She writes letters addressed to the ones she's lost, her mother, Sarah, and her best friend, Maud, placing each note delicately into a wooden box. She writes as if they are still listening, as if her words might drift through some unseen veil and reach them. Inside her living room, she builds a miniature world. It is a model town, complete with tiny buildings and painted roads, a delicate reconstruction of the place she once found comfort in. She populates it with imagined peace, where no harsh words are spoken and no friendships are broken. It is a place where time stands still, untouched by grief. The townspeople keep their distance. Bryn, in turn, avoids them with careful effort. She especially steers clear of Maud's parents. The pain that surrounds them is thick and unspoken. Some in the town whisper when they see her. Others pretend not to see her at all. It is easier, perhaps, to look away than to confront the truth of what was lost. One night, Bryn wakes to something unnatural. At first, she hears only a strange sound, an odd tone that mimics a distant car alarm or a mechanical horn. She assumes it is nothing more than an animal outside, or perhaps a restless dream. But then she senses movement in the house. Something is inside. When she looks into the hallway, she sees it, an entity that resembles a person, but not quite. It is tall and angular, moving with eerie grace. Its skin is pale, stretched tight across bone, and its eyes are pools of endless black. It walks on the balls of its feet, toes curled downward as if gravity holds no true claim to it. It does not speak, but emits unsettling noises, stuttering and modulating like an artificial signal. Bryn hides, trying to remain silent, hoping it will go away. She watches from a shadowed corner as it scans the room, as if searching for something in particular. Just when it appears to have gone, she dares to move. But the creature is not done. It lunges at her with terrifying speed. The alien pins her to the ground, using its mind to hurl her across the room. Her head strikes the doorframe, and the world begins to blur. But she clings to consciousness, reaching for anything nearby. Her hand closes around a jagged piece of her model bell tower. With trembling strength, she drives it into the creature's body. It falls, still and silent, returning to whatever unknowable place it came from. By morning, Bryn is dazed and trembling. Her ears ring with the echo of the night. She discovers that none of her devices work. Not the lights, not her phone, not the car. The air smells of ozone, like something scorched and unnatural has passed through. Needing answers, she pulls her bicycle from the shed and pedals into town. The journey is slow, the air feels heavy. As she moves through the streets, she notices strange things, toppled over vehicles. Doors are left ajar, windows are cracked or broken. Some houses appear abandoned mid-routine, lawns left half-mowed, radios stuck in static. The town seems hollowed out, as if something has swept through and emptied it of its soul. She rides to the police station, hoping for guidance. But when she enters, the atmosphere turns cold. There, unexpectedly, are Maud's parents. Her father, the chief of police, stares through her like glass. Maud's mother does worse. Without a word, she steps forward and spits directly into Bryn's face. The gesture is raw, brutal, and without context. Bryn does not stay to defend herself. She turns and flees, fleeing not just the station, but the memory of a friendship that ended in accusation and aching silence. Hoping to put distance between herself and whatever is unfolding, she boards a local bus. The vehicle is filled with strangers, quiet, motionless passengers, who stare out the windows without blinking. As the bus winds through the forest road, something shifts. One man stands and turns toward her. His eyes glint unnaturally. He reaches for her, followed by others. They do not speak. Instead, their mouths open to reveal small, twitching organisms lodged deep in their throats. The creatures pulse and squirm, gleaming with a slick, wet sheen. The passengers begin to fight among themselves, clawing at one another to reach her first. Their movements are frantic, animalistic. They groan in tones that sound more mechanical than human. Bryn manages to break free, fighting her way through the throng. She jumps from the bus and vanishes into the trees, running until the sounds fade. When she dares to return to the outskirts of town, she sees more signs of change. The people move strangely. Some of them raise their hands to the sky whilst making chittering sounds, their necks bent awkwardly. She realizes that whatever those creatures are, they have taken control, not just of the world, but of the people. They have nested themselves inside throats, beneath skin, behind eyes. They are puppeteers cloaked in flesh. Bryn returns home as dusk begins to fall, her limbs sore and her mind teetering on the edge. The house greets her in silence. She finds the alien's body where it fell the night before, twisted and slack-jawed on the wooden floor. The sight of it still unsettles her. Its limbs are too long, its eyes bottomless. The scent that clings to it is metallic and wrong. Even so, she does not flinch. She does not run. She waits until the nausea passes, then sets her jaw and goes to work. She boards the windows and secures the doors, moving like a woman preparing for siege. The old wooden planks groan under her hands, but she works quickly. Cabinets are pushed in front of entryways. Tools are gathered, sharpened, and placed within reach. She reinforces the living room where her model town once stood, sweeping aside the ruins of tiny streets and steeples. It is no longer a place for make-believe. It is a battleground now. That evening, the sky shifts. A low hum rattles the window panes. Bryn peers through a crack in the boards and sees unnatural light descending from above. A tractor beam from a ship overhead pierces her window and lifts the alien corpse into the air. It rises slowly, arms dangling, until it vanishes into the glowing mouth of the craft. Bryn watches, heart thundering, breath locked in her chest. The body is gone, and with it, any illusion that she has time to rest. 2 more intruders arrive before the hour ends. The first is smaller than the others, quick and twitchy, its limbs bending with unnatural agility. It bursts through the kitchen window and lunges for her. She fights back, wild and breathless. She bites at its wrist, drawing a thick black fluid. She scratches its eyes, throws boiling water from the kettle across its face. The creature howls, slamming into furniture, clawing at her ankles. At one point, she nearly escapes through a window, but the creature grabs her foot and pulls her down. She kicks it with her free leg, once, twice, then scrambles to her knees. The fight continues until she drives the sharp end of a broken mop handle into its chest. The thing convulses, then goes still, but she has no time to breathe. The second intruder is worse. First, a man sees her escape the house, but there is something not right about him. His eyes are too still. His mouth remains frozen in a strange, crooked smile. Bryn sees the truth too late. The man is not acting of his own will. He is being controlled. The parasite inside him puppets his limbs. He charges and grabs her, yanking her backward by the hair, dragging her through the grass. She kicks and screams, her fingers tearing at his sleeves, but he does not stop. He throws her at the feet of something that waits just outside. This alien is larger than the one Bryn had fought earlier. The larger alien stands like a shadow carved from smoke. It does not speak. It does not move. It only watches. Bryn does not know if it understands what became of the smaller one. Its silence makes it harder to know. But then something shifts. It lunges. The chase begins. Through trees and tall grasses, it hunts her. It moves like wind through trees. Bryn runs until her lungs burn. The creature catches her once, raking its claws across her back. The pain is sharp, and blood seeps through her shirt. But then, in the chaos, its legs tangle in the wreck of her car. She seizes the moment. She grabs a lighter from her pocket, sparks it to life, and hurls it at the leaking gas. The tank ignites in a flash. Flames bloom upward, swallowing the alien whole. She doesn't wait to watch it fall. Bryn bolts for the house again, limping and bloodied. But before she can reach safety, another creature intercepts her. This one is different, slower. It seems reluctant, almost mournful. With careful, trembling hands, it forces her down and places a parasite in her mouth. She cannot fight. Her limbs grow heavy. The world tilts. Suddenly, she is elsewhere. The house is warm and bright. Maud is in the kitchen, laughing, alive. The model town is whole again. Her mother's voice calls from the hallway. Everything is perfect, as though none of it ever happened. But Bryn knows better. Somewhere inside the illusion, she remembers the truth. Her hands shake as she reaches out to Maud. She apologizes, a whisper choked with tears. Then she rips herself free. Her fingers find the parasite, and she tears it from her mouth. She wakes in a field. The stars blink overhead. Her clothes are torn and stained. The parasite writhes beside her, shriveling in the dirt. A saucer descends from the clouds, humming low. It bleeds light into the parasite from its core. And then something stranger happens. The parasite changes. It takes her shape, her face, her body, a perfect doppelganger. Bryn's mouth goes dry. The copy opens its eyes and begins to chase her. She runs through the woods, branches clawing at her face. The copy is fast. It catches her. A blade sinks into her side. Pain floods her body. But with her last strength, she pulls a box cutter from her pocket and drives it into the doppelganger's neck. The copy stutters, falls, does not rise again. The empathetic Bryn mourns the copy and waits by its side until its last breath. Bryn stumbles onto a road. No cars, no people, only silence and blood. A shape looms ahead, massive, otherworldly. A giant alien towers above her. She does not scream. There is no time. Light surrounds her, and she is lifted into the sky. Inside the saucer, the air is thick with presence. She is not alone. The aliens surround her, but they do not touch her. They reach instead into her thoughts. They pry open her memories. She sees Maud. She sees their childhood, the argument, the fall, the rock. It was a slight moment of provocation, the moment Maud stopped breathing. Bryn had not meant for it to happen, but it did. The townspeople never looked at her the same again. The aliens examine her pain, her grief, and her isolation. They murmur to one another in a language she cannot hear. Something passes between them. A decision is made. They return her to the road, alive, unchanged, free. In the days that follow, Bryn rebuilds her home. She sweeps away the wreckage, repaints the walls, replaces the doors. The house is still hers. The town remains under alien influence. People walk the streets, their eyes distant, their smiles too wide. But they no longer shun her. They wave. They greet her by name. They offer gifts. Bryn accepts their kindness, though she knows what hides beneath it. The ache in her chest begins to ease. Maud is gone, but not forgotten. The house no longer feels empty. The silence no longer feels cruel. Above, the sky is never dark. Flying saucers stretch across the horizon. A quiet fleet watching, waiting. Bryn does not look away. She is happier than she's ever been in a long while. The end.